We welcome you back for the start of the second half here on the Heartland Sports Network. Kyle Mathas on the call here for Calumet College of St. Joseph's women's basketball. And they have the lead, 28-26 over Judson, a team that they haven't beat since January of 2020. It's been almost 6 years. They've lost 8 in a row against the Eagles, but you know what? That streak could come to an end right here if they can hold on for 20 minutes. Judson's going to get the ball to begin the second half. Judson using more weave action as opposed to they try to feed the ball down in the post. They're going to go down in the post anyways to Kimball, who ties the game to open up the second half. You'd imagine they would use the weave motion because Calumet has been prone to switching, and Markeisha Pritchett turns the ball over. And Judson can regain the lead here early in the second half. Calumet gained the lead late. Almost turn it over here, struggling to keep possession as Madison Carlson gets it inside. Ooh, a lot of contact, no foul called. And they're going to get a reach-in foul here on Alyssa Potter. It's interesting. Judson had 8 personal fouls called on them in the first quarter. Calumet had 5. In the second quarter, each team only had 1 called on them. I want to remind you about our halftime break brought to you by Powers Health Hydration. Fuel up, stay strong, stay powered. Getting it inside to Smith. Gianna Smith. Pritchett is wide open from the right wing and knocks down a 3. Markeisha Pritchett now has 4 points for Calumet, and they have the lead, 31-28. Gets it to the high post for Madison Carlson. Gets a screen, gets inside. Oh, what a shot. Carlson with an excellent move with Gianna Smith draped all over her. And it's a 1-point game. Gets it to the high post for Smith. Pritchett is open again. How about 2 for 2? Not quite. Tipped by Lemons. Kept alive for Divine Woods. Swings it to Pritchett. Pritchett didn't want to take the 3. Oh, and she still doesn't, but she is getting a little bit of a look for 3 if she wants it. Gianna Smith getting inside. Oh, she didn't realize it was late in the shot clock, and I'm going to be honest, I didn't either, because Pritchett didn't hit the rim on her 3-point shot, so the shot clock never reset. I don't think anybody really noticed, but that's a shot clock violation here on Calumet. Alyssa Potter to the high post for Carlson. Once again, working that high post. Carlson gets inside, and she's fouled by Lemons, which for Lemons, that'll be her first. Well, Calumet called for 2 fouls here in the third quarter. That's 1 more than they got called for in the entire second quarter. Interestingly enough, both teams were pretty, or actually it's going to be 1-1. So both teams called for 1 foul here in the third quarter, which is the same amount they were both called for in the second. First free throw won't go for Carlson. He was a 65% free throw shooter. This team overall, Judson, is 60% from the free throw line. She gets the second one to fall. And Carlson has 7 points. We're all tied up at 31. Man, there's been something about close games in Calumet that has gone hand in hand this season. Pritchett's shot won't go from beyond the arc. And we just had an overtime thriller on Saturday between the men's team and IU South Bend. And we're on a collision course with overtime again tonight. Step back 3 on the way, and it's pure for Kendra Brown. That was a pretty move for Brown. Step back 3, nothing but the net. Here's Diaz. Judson up 3. How big it would be for Judson to get a win in this game on the road in Whiting. A turnover by Lemons. Both teams were neck and neck at halftime in turnovers. Calumet only had one extra. Here's Potter for three. And she's off the mark with a rebound by Bridget Grady. Back up top for Carlson. It's Potter, 2 for $1. And she knocks it down. Alyssa Potter's having a great game. She's got 12 points. And the lead is up to 6 for Judson, their biggest of the game. And there's another turnover for Calumet. Here comes Kendra Brown, coast to coast. Gives it up to Potter. Back to Brown. Off the mark on that three-pointer. Calumet, if they can't score here, you'd imagine they'd be due for a timeout. Smith bounce pass to Woods. Devon Woods getting inside, and that one just off the mark. They're going to slow things down. Oh, we're going to get a carry. Going to get a carry here on Bridget Grady, and even Coach Davidson was calling for that. As Lemons and Pritchett come out, it's Redmond and McCoy back into the game for Calumet, and Melissa McCoy is 123rd in the state of Indiana in three-pointers made as a senior in high school. It's incredible what she was able to do, so they'd want to allow her to get the chance to shoot. And they've been pretty good in defending the three-point ball, except Priscilla Diaz has been on fire from three. And Diaz now has 11. So Diaz and Potter, the two three-point marksmen, are on fire from beyond the arc for these two teams. Potter trying to get open. Kicks it to Carlson. She's going to hoist a two-pointer, which is an offensive rebound pulled in, and we get a foul here on Devine Woods. It's going to be her first. She doesn't really have to worry quite yet. Going to see Carlson out and Kimball is out. Centeno is in, and so is Callie Kurzak, the freshman. First free throw won't go. Callie Kurzak from Berlin, Wisconsin. She was the captain on her high school team. Both of her sisters were captains, so she kind of felt like she kind of had to be a captain along with her sister, or her sisters. But she did score over 1,000 career points in high school. 1 for 2 from the free throw line. McCoy. Full court, kind of a half-court set here being run by Calumet, but Judson putting in good pressure. That shot won't go for Smith. Still a 4-point game, 38-34, and here's Potter. Alyssa Potter is giving Calumet trouble here. Here she is again, works it up top. Jada Centeno still yet to get on the scorer's sheet yet. Potter, 10 seconds on the shot clock here for Judson. Three-pointer on the way. That one won't go. Tipped around. Fought for. It's going to fall to McCoy. Oh, and McCoy's tripped up. And they're going to call a foul on that. So McCoy's fouled. Second foul called on Potter. We'll take a break. Halfway through the third quarter. 4-point lead for Judson. We'll be back after this. We welcome you back to the Rittenmeyer Center. 4:38 to play in the third quarter. 38-34 lead for the Eagles over the Crimson Wave. Let's take a look at some of the leading scorers here for both teams. 12 points for Alyssa Potter and 7 for Madison Carlson. For Judson, and then for Calumet, 11 for Priscilla Diaz, and a three-way tie for 4 points for Ariana Lemons, Markeisha Pritchett, and Jayana Smith. Devine Woods. Euro step in the paint. Can't get the finish to go. Rebound pulled in from the Eagles. Here comes Centeno. She's going to take a minute to reset. Work it up top for Kurzak. Oh, what a steal by Redmond. Outlet pass to McCoy. McCoy getting inside, and she dribbled it off her leg, I believe. And it's going to go to Judson. Well, Judson, since 2005, the team was below 500 for every season besides 2008 and 09. It's been a rough go of things, but they've got a good young team, got a lot of recruits, and they're hoping they can redo things with Matt Richter in his third season. He's had 2 all-freshman players and 3 all-region players in his first 2 years. There's a foul by Redmond with 4 seconds on the shot clock, which is going to bail Judson out of a tough situation offensively. So they're going to get a fresh 20 on the shot clock, the Eagles. Oh, that one, almost a backcourt violation on Judson. Get it up top here to Kurzek. 10 on the shot clock for the Eagles. They got to hurry up. Oh, what a move. Oh, and then Redmond gets a block. Maya Redmond with a nice play. The freshman, who's playing in her first game of the season, by the way. Gets her first block of the season there. 6 seconds for Judson. Alyssa Potter's open. Kicks it up top. Kendra Brown's got a hoist a Hail Mary. Oh, and Kendra Brown hits it at the shot clock buzzer. And when I mean Hail Mary, it was unbelievable. There's Shayana Smith finds McCoy. McCoy getting inside, and that's a reach and foul there on Bridget Grady. It'll be, if they call this a shooting foul, it'll be 2 free throws for McCoy, and it looks like it's going to be a foul on the floor. Actually, they're going to say it's on the floor. So Diaz and Lemons out. Pritchett back in. So is Divine Woods. A couple other substitutions as well for Judson. We're going to see Jessica Meyer back on the floor. That pass into Woods is off her hands and turned over with under 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Still 10 minutes to play after this, and we still have a whole nother game. Men's basketball game coming up at 7:30, of course. Who, honestly, couldn't tell you an exact time of when that game will be tipped off because it just depends on when this game ends. But 7:30 is the projected start time here on the Heartland Sports Network. Calumet men's basketball against Judson. Divine Woods, spin move inside, puts it up, won't get it to go. Woods gets her own rebound off the miss. Here's Pritchett, still 12 on the shot clock for Calumet. Bounce pass into Redmond. Redmond with a spin move, can't get that one to go. And up ahead comes Centeno. Centeno is open for 3. Short on the shot. McCoy grabs the rebound. Still a 7-point lead for Judson. Work it up top. Gianna Smith getting inside. Puts up the shot. Can't get that one to go. You know, Calumet is getting some good looks. They're getting some really good opportunities. They just can't hit the shots. 3-pointer on the way. And then Judson can hit the shots. As Kendra Brown is starting to get going here. She's got 12. Hurd and Potter lead the way for Judson. So they're resetting the shot clock to 30 seconds. Here comes Smith. Gets it up to Lemons. Just checked into the game. There's a reach and foul there on Brown. Which for Brown, that's going to be her third. She's going to have to be careful. I mean, still got 9 minutes and 15 seconds in this game. Gets it to Smith. Calumet, they got a lot of time on the shot clock. They're going to go down to Redmond. Back up top to Pritchett, and that pass airmailed, and it's another turnover. So Redmond checks out, and Katie Offman is back in for the Crimson Wave. With 1 minute to play in the third quarter. Oh, risky pass. Bounce back inside, putting up the shot. That shot won't go for Kimball. And on the rebound, that's going to put Calumet in the bonus. And I think it's going to be on No, luckily it's going to be on Jessica Meyer, because that could have been on Centeno, which would have been her fourth. Instead, it's the first foul on Jessica Meyer. That'll put Calumet on the bonus. Gianna Smith's going to get 2 free throws here. First one won't go. Judson up by 10, but right now that 10-point lead is looking pretty commanding. Calumet has had a lid on the rim here in the third quarter, and Smith goes 0 for 2. Calumet has only scored 6 points here in the second half, here in this third quarter. It's been about 9 minutes and 20 seconds, and Judson, meanwhile, has scored almost 20 points. That pass down low, deflected around. They're going to say it went off of Lemon's lash. 12 on the shot clock for Judson. Get it into Meyer. Get it up top with 10 on the shot clock. To the high post, Madison Carlson. This has been her spot today. Oh, wow. Gianna Smith rips it away like a forced fumble. Smith goes inside and lays it up and in. What a big play by Gianna Smith. Wow, she just stripped it right out of the hands of Madison Carlson. So no shot clock left for Judson, by the way. It's 5 seconds now. Kendra Brown. They're going to say it's an offensive foul, an illegal screen on Jessica Myers. So Calumet's going to have 4 seconds on the clock to try to get something to go. Who's going to take the shot? You'd imagine it to be either Smith or McCoy. It's going to be Smith. Gianna Smith with 2 seconds. Smith in the lane, puts it up, off the mark. And that'll end the third quarter. Can Calumet claw their way back into the game? They trail by 8 as we go to the fourth quarter after this. Here on the Heartland Sports Network. Judson men's basketball taking on Calumet men's basketball. That should be a pretty tightly contested game. Calumet having themselves a good season, 2-4 in the conference. And Judson still has yet to win a conference game, 0-6. They've played some tough teams, however. But we're underway here in the fourth quarter. There's a near turnover. McCoy has to keep it alive, and that is a turnover. Alyssa Potter's able to jump on it. Gets it up to Kimball in the corner. Open look for 3. Brown, and that's good from beyond the arc. Man, what's really making the difference in this game is the three-point shooting for Judson. Unbelievable the way they've been able to shoot from 3. And they're only 28% on the season. But in this game, they're 10 for 20, 50% from 3. It's unbelievable what they've been able to do. It's another missed opportunity for Calumet, and they trailed the Sun by 11 points. Judson's getting a lot of scoring from many different players. However, Calumet just not getting the same scoring from their starters, as Lemons gets called for her second foul. And Bree Kidd and Maya Redmond back in the game for the Crimson Wave. Calumet's going to need to get something to go. They're going to need to go on a little bit of a run here with 9 minutes to play. It's been Alyssa Potter and Kendra Brown. They've had the hot hands tonight for the Eagles. So is Madison Carlson, who gets into the paint and is fouled by Pritchett. So 2 free throws coming up here for Madison Carlson. First free throw here. Off the mark. Judson and their last 4. They beat Trinity Christian and Rockford, but lost to Concordia in Illinois and IUN. Their next 2 games are against Governor State on Saturday and IU South Bend on Wednesday. Second shot goes in for Carlson. She has 8. Calumet, meanwhile, beat Andrews University, lost to St. Francis, but beat Mount Mary for their first conference win in almost 5 years. And then they lost to IUN in the year 2025. Their upcoming 2 games is against Viterbo on Saturday at home, and then Great Lakes on Monday at home. They've got 3 games in the span of 5 days. Bree Kidd stepped on the line as she was putting up the 3. But CCSJ is going to have to dig deep over the next couple of days because they've got a lot of games coming up. And Viterbo struggled this season in women's basketball. They've yet to get a win yet, but Great Lakes has had a decent season in their own conference. That game got postponed from mid-December when it was postponed due to a severe snowstorm. Pass up ahead to McCoy. 8 minutes to play in the game. 12-point lead for Judson. McCoy picked up her dribble in the paint. She's got to swing it around. Bree Kidd back up top. 15 on the shot clock for the Crimson Wave. Inside to Redmond. Swinging it up top to Kidd. Pritchett, 5 seconds on the shot clock for Calumet. I'm not sure they notice yet. Redmond gets it up and gets it to go, and she gets her first 2 points of the season for CCSJ. Here's Kendra Brown. She's been on fire in the second half. Jumper from the left elbow. Won't go for Kimball. Offensive rebound pulled in. It's tipped around. That went off of Calumet last. No, they're going to say it went off of... They're going to say it went off of Judson last, actually. That definitely looked like it went off of Calumet last. Completely unbiased. And they're going to reverse their call and say Judson basketball. So 20 seconds on the shot clock here. Divine Woods is back in for Markeisha Pritchett, who has 4 points as a starter in this game. And Pritchett did not start in the last game against IUN, where she had 5 points coming off the bench with 2 assists and 4 steals. Carlson puts up the jumper. That one off the mark and rebounded by Smith. Smith's got Bree Kidd ahead. Smith's going to take it herself, kick it to McCoy. Head fake for McCoy, puts up the floater, and that one won't go. And Calumet needs to start making every shot they have the chance to make because they are down by 10, and it feels like a lot, especially when Judson's making those shots. Kendra Brown, the leading scorer on the team this season, is acting like it right now. She has 18 points off the bench, mind you. And the way Judson's shooting the ball right now, it seems like they're just putting this game out of reach. McCoy, bounce pass into Redmond. Another turnover for Calumet. Stretch pass ahead to Carlson. Gets inside. Oh, and Jayana Smith sends it away. But it's going to stay on this side of the floor. 2 substitutions for Judson, 1 for Calumet. Priscilla Diaz comes back in for McCoy, and we're going to see Callie Kurzek come in along with Bridget Grady for Judson, replacing Potter and Carlson. Here's Bridget Grady, fresh off the bench. Gets it into Kimball. Kimball is blocked. That ball's fought for on the ground, and they're going to call it a jump ball. Possession going the way of Judson with 12 seconds on the shot clock, 6:07 on the game clock. That's a turnover there from Judson off the inbound. Forced by Diaz, fresh off the bench. Man, she had a good game tonight for Calumet. Divine Woods Calumet got to start really making their shots now. They trail by 13. But Judson's defense has been so good. Redmond puts up the shot. That one's short. Rebounded by Kurzak. Kurzak bounce pass over to the side. Kendra Brown getting inside. That ball is stripped. Rebound comes free. Kimball's got it. Kick it over. And Kendra Brown wanted to shoot that three, but she elected to use a little bit of clock here. Going to go to the high post here for Kimball. Here's Centeno. 5 on the shot clock for Judson. Trapped underneath. Oh, and they're going to call a foul here. This is going to go on Jayana Smith, her third, and they foul Judson with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. That is going to really hurt. Redmond checks out of the game, and Ariana Lemons is back in. 20 seconds now for Judson to run some clock. Here's Kurzak. Here's Kimball. Kurzak. Inside Kimball. Great give and go, and Kimball gets the shot to go. And there's a little bit of contact there, too. No fouls called, and Divine Woods almost turns it over. Under 5 to play. And it's a 15-point lead for Judson, their biggest of the game up to this point. Priscilla Diaz getting inside, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Diaz for a push-off as Alyssa Potter comes back into the game for Judson, coming in for Kendra Brown. We're going to take a break. 4:32 to play in the game. Judson in command and in control, up by 15. Welcome you back to the Renton-Myers Center. 4:32 to go. We want to remind you of our men's basketball game coming up after this right here on the Heartland Sports Network. Judson taking on Calumet on the men's side of things, but it's going to be a fun one, you'd imagine, because both teams like to play quickly. They can make shots, and this game has been pretty fun too. But, you know, Calumet just has not had a good enough second half. They've, in 15 and a half minutes played here in the second half, they've scored 10 points, and Judson has scored 27. And all of a sudden, Judson has a 15-point lead here late in the fourth quarter after Calumet had a 2-point lead at halftime. It's just a tale of two halves. Jayana Smith called for the foul. Going to go on Jayana Smith. That might be her third or her fourth foul, and it is going to be. And it's going to put Judson in the bonus with 4.5 to play. I mean, 20 turnovers for Calumet, 15 for Judson, but at the end of the day, it's been the rebounding. Judson has 43 rebounds. Calumet has 25. Judson's out-rebounding Calumet on the offensive glass by 12. That's been the difference in this game. Jada Centeno gets the first free throw to go. Second one gets the good bounce off the back rim. She's got 2. Priscilla Diaz, good pass ahead to Woods. Woods has Smith wide open, and she didn't find her. Here's Jayana Smith. Going to get a blocking foul here on Callie Kurzak. Baseline inbound here. I mean, Judson's only fouled 1 time so far, so a long way to go till Calumet gets in the bonus. Here's Jayana Smith. Here's Divine Woods spinning inside, putting up the floater with the left hand. She gets that one to go. You know, Divine Woods scored 4 points in the first half, but she's been kept scoreless up to this point in the second half. That's just a little bit of a testament to the defense of Judson. Go inside, layup, goes in. What a shot for Bridget Grady. 6 points for the senior. That one tipped and deflected out of play. 57-40. Judson looking very good to be back to a win with a 6-7 record. The clock needs to be reset. Inbound to Diaz, up ahead to Divine Woods. Woods. Calumet kind of needs anybody to get the hot hand now, and Lemons with a nice mid-range jumper. She has 6. Here's Potter with Pritchett set to check in for the Crimson Wave. But Judson, I mean, they can use the full length of the shot clock, which will take 30 seconds off per possession. What a cut inside to Bridget Grady. And we're going to get a blocking foul here, which is actually going to take Gianna Smith out of the game, I believe. It's going to be the 5th foul on Smith, and she'll foul out with 6 points. Bridget Grady now. Can't get the first one to go. So I said it during the first half how the fouls would come back to put a couple players in foul trouble, and Judson's done a good job at limiting the fouls here in the second half. Calumet has fouled more than they should here in the fourth, putting Judson in the bonus with over 4 minutes to play. Priscilla Diaz gives it to Woods. Swinging it over to Pritchett, a three-pointer from the right wing, and Pritchett gets that one to go. Timeout called by Coach Davidson. We'll take a quick 30-second break and be back after this. We welcome you back. We want to remind you of some games we have coming up here on the Heartland Sports Network throughout the next week, and it's kind of a lot because of the postponements of some other games. We have 2 games on Saturday, both games men's and women's against Viterbo coming from La Crosse, Wisconsin. First game, the women's side tipping off at 1 p.m., the men's side tipping off at 3 p.m., and then on Monday, another doubleheader at 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. taking on Great Lakes Christian. Remember, that game was supposed to happen all the way back in mid-December. It got postponed because of snow. And then we have 2 more games on Wednesday against Olivet, men's and women's. And then a game on Thursday against East-West. It's a lot of games coming up, especially for the women's basketball side. They have, and it's a lot, in the span of 8 days, they have 5 games. That is unbelievable. And that is really going to exhaust this team, you'd imagine, by the time that they play East-West next Thursday. They will be exhausted. I don't think there's any doubt about that, having to play 5 games in the span of 8 days. That's crazy. Alyssa Potter cuts to the rim. Can't get that one to go. Tipped last off of Potter, and it's out of play. Judson men's basketball team setting up right behind me to my right. They're ready to go, and they'll be hoping they can get a win. It's been rough the way this CCAC season has started for them. But you cannot deny the competitiveness of the CCAC in both men's and women's. So competitive, one of the most competitive conferences in the NAIA. Pritchett from the elbow comes up short, rebounded by Potter. And Judson can run the clock down with a 13-point lead and 2 minutes to play. Great pass inside. Skipping it over. Corner shot. That's a 2-pointer. Won't go. Offensive rebound put in by Kimball. With under 2 minutes to play. 15-point lead. Judson going to be 6-7 on the season. 3-4 in conference play. If they can hold out for the last 140. Offman with a shot won't go. Calumet going to drop down to 5-7. Or 4-8 with a 1-6 record. Calumet going to take on Viterbo on Saturday at home. Judson will have a tough game against Governors State on the road on Saturday. Oh, what a play by McCoy. A jump ball. Possession favoring Calumet. Well, both of these teams are looking for better seasons than they had last year. Calumet last season went 2-26, winless in conference play. Ended the season on an 18-game losing streak. Move inside by Diaz, puts it up and puts it in. Zilla Diaz having a good game. 13 points for Diaz. And meanwhile, Judson went 6-22, 3 wins in conference play. Didn't even make the CCAC tournament. Oh, a turnover by Judson. And they are themselves, Judson, keeping Calumet in this game with these turnovers. Here's Divine Woods. Pritchett swings it to Offman. Bounce pass inside Redmond. They got to put up a 3 soon. Redmond with 12 on the shot clock. Offman's pass behind Pritchett. It comes to Diaz. Diaz is going to have to hoist one up, and she will. Shot is short, and that'll put an end to this one here in Whiting as McCoy checks in for the final 44 seconds. If Judson doesn't turn the ball over here and they can see this one out to about 14 seconds. That's if they don't turn the ball over. I'm not sure how they didn't call a foul on that, but we have an injury here for Jada Centeno. So we'll take a break for the injury. We welcome you back after the injury to Jada Centeno. I think she rolled her ankle. She got rolled up on. They actually called it a foul on Judson and the miss by Redmond. With 34 seconds. Honestly, at this point, why would you want to risk any more injuries for any team, to be completely honest? But, I mean, we already have one injury unnecessarily in a 13-point game. There really isn't any reason for that. But they continue to foul, and there will be 2 free throws here for Kendra Brown. Brown hits the first one. What a game she's had. Her and Alyssa Potter, 2 leading scorers for Judson. It's been a great performance from both of them. She goes 2 for 2 from the line. 20 points for Kendra Brown. That's an incredible feat based on how good Calumet's defense and how smothering it could be at times. As a turnover for Calumet, unfortunately, it has been a game with a lot of turnovers for Calumet, which they've got to limit when they play Viterbo on Saturday. Trapping is Calumet again. They get the turnover. Woods lays it up and in with 17 seconds to go. Judson just has no answer for the trap. And we're going to get a jump ball possession. Judson. This ending is a little bit longer than Coach Matt Richter would have liked. With 14 seconds, Calumet hanging on by a thread. We will take a break for the timeout. We'll take a break after this message from Central Midwest Carpenters.
For over 140 years, the Central Midwest Carpenters have built our communities in Northwest Indiana. Are you ready to join the effort? We have long-term work, competitive pay, and the best benefits in the industry. We pride ourselves on innovative training and commitment to worksite safety. Earn as you learn as an apprentice. A solid career built on a solid legacy. For more info, go to carpenters.com.
We welcome back to the Rittenmeyer Center. You know, this is good fight being shown by Calumet. Towards the end of the game, it really is out of reach. I mean, unless we have a Tracy McGrady type miracle in the final 14 seconds. But what you hate to see is the injuries and the injury to Jada Centeno, who got rolled up on the previous play and injured her ankle. And there will definitely need to be some icing done to that ankle after this game. 10 seconds to go. Calumet doesn't want to foul. with 5 seconds, and that will, as that ball is tipped out of bounds. So 1.4 seconds. I think Judson just wants to get out of here and get the win done, and that'll do it. The win streak for Judson is up to 9 straight against Calumet, and they win it 62-49 over Calumet. The Eagles will move up to 6-7 on the season and 3-4 in conference play, and the Crimson Wave fall to 4-8 with a 1-6 conference record. They've lost 2 straight to IUN and Judson. Well, that'll do it for us for this game. Stay tuned because we have the men's side of things coming up next as Calumet takes on Judson in men's basketball. Tip-off should be at 7:30, but we expect it to be a little bit later than that, probably around a 7:40, 7:45 tip right here on the Heartland Sports Network. For my great producer, Claude Martinez, I'm Kyle Mathas. We'll see you in about 15 to 20 minutes for the men's basketball game between Calumet and Judson. For now, we say so long, and we'll see you shortly.